All right, let's talk about the guy who seemed most upset after this game here. And that's Malik Nabers. And you can see that's the picture of him actually in the locker room, by the way, taking these questions. You can see how entertained he is by this idea. He looks, talk about a man that does not seem to want to be in that room. Like, whew.
Yeah, that was a rough one to listen to.
There's no Stockholm syndrome going on there, that's for sure. That man wants out. Like, that's bad. That's bad. So here's the quotes he gave in the locker room after the game. He said, first, second quarter, I don't get that ball. Start getting targets at the end. I mean, can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What do you want me to do? You know, he's then asked why he wasn't involved earlier. He said, talk to Dabes about that. They come up to me and ask me what plays I want, and that was that. I don't know. First off, why the hell are you going to your star receiver midway through the game and say, hey, what plays would you like? Yeah. Are we planning on the fly now?
Or is it the fix in? Like, are we planning on taking? Like, are we taking?
Listen, if we're tanking, you got the guys tanking who probably won't be around the way things are going.
Yeah.
That's the stupid move on their part. Nabers says, obviously, it ain't the quarterback. Same outcome we had DJ at quarterback. Take a look. It ain't the quarterback. I don't know what it is. Everybody knows better than me. Yeah, I would like to point out, you took out one crappy quarterback for another crappy quarterback. Like, if anybody was expecting Tommy DeVito go in and be the next, Patrick Mahomes.
We already saw it. We have footage.
Yeah, like it's not going to be. That's not going to be, guys.
Yeah.
The only thing is he's basically a Daniel Jones without the injury clause.
A lot cheaper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, I mean, you're already paying DJ either way, but yeah, that's what it's all about. But yeah, it's crazy. Brian Daboll gave his response today saying, Leak and I talked last night. We talked this morning. He's a very competitive individual. Again, you want to get the ball in his hands, and I got to do a better job of getting the ball in his hands early. He's a smart young man that is very competitive. When you lose like that, it's a frustrating thing. But we've had good communication, as we always have. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, guys, at all. Like that seems, yeah. Oh, we've always had great communication. Doesn't sound like that after the game on Sunday.
No.
Didn't sound like it when he's saying you got going to him at halftime asking what plays he wants. Because let's be honest, that probably happened because he was bitching at halftime, as he should. Like you have a handful of really good weapons on this offense, and you have one of them. I say 1.5 even are absolutely elite. And what I mean by that is Nabers is elite. I give the half to Tracy because I want to see more of him before I call him an elite player full on. But he's playing elite currently. That's fair to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you go ahead and you got your star wide receiver. You don't give him a single catch the entire first half. That's bad. Then he ends up with 6 catches and 64 yards. Hypothetically, he could have gotten twice that if you were using him right. Then you got your stud running back, who's been one of the top 5 running backs in this league since he started starting, for the Giants. 9 carries in the game. 9. We're not talking German here. We're out of the German.
It's not Germany.
This is not the German thing. 9.
9.
Of course, these players are going to get frustrated. Who wouldn't get frustrated in that scenario? And Nabers is a give me the damn ball kind of receiver. And that's not always a negative. That's the competitive juices. But guys, he said it in Hard Knocks. Like literally, Daboll asked him, what's going to happen? How mad are you going to be if you're not involved in the game plan early on? He said, point blank, you pissed. You asked the man in the interview process for his honest opinion. He gave it to you.
I still act surprised.
F around and find out, guys. That's where we're at. You have a guy who told you point blank in the interview process, I'm going to be frustrated if I'm not involved early. Told you in the interview process, I hate losing more than winning. More than I like winning. That's what he told you, point blank. I hate losing more than I like winning. And if you don't get me in the game plan early, I'm going to get frustrated. What do you think happens after a game like that yesterday? When he's not involved at all in the first half, when the offense plays like crap, and then you haven't won a game now in how many weeks? What's it, 6 weeks now?
6 weeks.
God damn. Of course he's going to get pissed off. It's been a month and a half since we won anything. It wasn't even Halloween yet. We're running into Thanksgiving.
Gobble gobble.
Yeah. Gabagool? What?
You get the gabagool.
I'm just saying, like, are we really that shocked? Rob, are you shocked? Like, am I crazy for thinking this is stupid? I'm more shocked this hadn't happened earlier.
I was about to say that it just finally came out that he's upset because he wasn't in the play calls. Like, granted, like some of the games he was losing, like that we were losing. He was in the game plan early, but we've just been terrible all around.
Yeah.
It's like, and since he's a rookie, same with Tracy, both of those players have been playing lights out. And you look at each other like, all right, maybe if you're running the ball, maybe I don't get the time to catch the ball. Maybe if you're catching the ball, I don't get time to run the ball. Because we're doing something that works on offense. We didn't even do that.
Yeah, it's just bad. This has gotten to such levels of ineptitude. It's not even funny. Like, just when you thought it can't get any worse, it's got me a little scared for Thursday. It's got me a little scared for Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But again, I don't blame Nabers whatsoever. I know, receivers tend to get that, that look of like, oh, look at this guy speaking out. Here's a selfish receiver. I don't think that's what this is at all. At all.
Listen,
it's like, imagine if you were a restaurant and you sat your head chef down and had the sous chef making dinner.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what you did. You sat him down, and Gordon Ramsay's now in the corner cursing people off.
Yeah. This goddamn chicken's raw. No, yeah. I mean, exactly. Like, it was one thing if you saw Nabers get like 8 catches in the first half, and then he said something like that because he lost. Like, then you look at selfish guy, ball hog, give me this and that. No, 0.
Yeah,
that's no man.
Take the goddamn Ferrari out of the garage, or why'd you buy it?
100%.
That's where you're at. I hate to use that analogy as if you're buying a car, but you know what I mean. The analogy works though. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's at. We drafted this guy. We went out of our way to draft this guy. We could have gotten a quarterback, for example, which, looking back on it, I still question if that's the right move now. But we don't know what JJ McCarthy is. We see Bo Nix succeeding in Denver. We do see that Michael Penix has looked good the time he's been in Atlanta. And instead, we got a receiver. And I'm liking that we got the receiver. I think at the long term, it's going to work well because I think he's an elite receiver. But you got to realize that when you put a crappy quarterback, not just one quarterback, I should say, a crappy quarterback room with a really good wide receiver, he can't throw himself the goddamn ball.
No, you can try, but it's not going to happen.
I'm sure T.O. probably did once or twice. But, that's where he's at. I can't blame him for being frustrated. You put him in a situation where he's losing consistently. He's told you he hates losing. You're not going to get involved in the offense. And he's told you that's going to piss you off. He's been very, very upfront with them. Really has.
Extremely.
Like, I actually applaud him for the positivity. Like, one of the things that I do in my own job when I have to do interviews is I tell people this, just to get their reaction. I say, I hate surprises. What is the potential issue that you and I may have in the future? Just to see the reaction and what they're going to say, because it also tells me how honest they're being in the whole conversation as a whole based on their answer. But Daboll didn't have to ask a question like that. He went out and said it right off the bat. It was on the goddamn video. We saw it.
It's way nice to me because I normally ask the person if they like the color. Or my trick question I like to do to people is like, an interview. It's like right to his end. Like, hey, imagine if you were blind. Describe the color yellow to me. And their reaction goes a long way.
Yeah, I've never
the best is one guy went,
the trick questions. The trick questions.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.